Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to You, Me, and the UKTC, the show in which we deep dive the UKTC mission pack and tell you everything you need to know in order to be successful at UKTC events. Many moons ago, it was the job of Mr. Ed to create a wonderful series in which he spoke about all things necessary, and it's now my job. So let's see if I can manage it. Let's crack on. So today we are looking at UKTC Mission 4, Burden of Trust. I hate this mission, and it'll become apparent as to why soon. Um, so, First of all, no man's land objectives only, so nothing really exciting about your home field, and you get 4 points for holding the other objectives. So, that's fine and dandy. Now, the interesting thing about this mission is guarding. So, you have a unit and it can guard an objective. You can guard your home field. This is not an action. Okay, so you can do actions whilst also guarding. You can shoot, you can fight, do whatever you want. You just need to be holding that objective at the end of your opponent's turn. Okay. Now, little things that people keep getting wrong. You guard in the command phase. So you cannot move on to an objective and then guard it. Okay. Very important to note. It doesn't count turn one. If you go first, you get to guard in turn 5. The wording on guard is that it completes in your opponent's turn. If you go second and you play and you go on turn 5, you can't guard. Well, you can, but it never completes. So you do actually have an additional guarding opportunity if you go first. Okay. Which I guess is designed to offset the fact that this is a very low scoring mission. And so if you go second, being able to walk out onto objectives and score a 4, 8, or 12 or whatever is a huge swing. So maybe that's why the guarding, you have slight advantage if you go first and you can guard an extra time. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, make sure you're guarding in your command phase. Don't let people walk onto objectives and guard because they're not allowed to do that. Now, free cover strat and heroic intervention strats are available for everyone on battle line. That is something to bear in mind. Okay, so that's quite handy. Just if you got good battle line, I'll just take cover for free because I'm not getting it right now. Awesome. Free heroics really good for some armies. So that is something you need to be really aware of. So, how are you going to win this silly mission? Well, firstly, it's important to note that this is generally a very low scoring mission. Unless the game's a blowout, you regularly see games in which the winner scores about 60 points. That's really common. So don't panic. Okay, that's that's the first thing. I mean, I played a game recently on it, and I think after turn 4, we were on 10 and 6 primary or so. It was ridiculous. So the way you think of it is if you can get 2 guards, so you can guard your home field and guard a no man's land objective that you've knocked down, that scores you 32 points. Okay. Which isn't a great score, is it? And that's still that's hard to do. To score 32 points is hard to do. So therefore, it is actually an advantage to be losing so that you can take a secret mission if you're good at a secret mission. Because getting to 20 is doable on this mission, and then 20 for the secret mission could well win you the game. Okay. So, I mean, this sounds weird, right? But in some ways, really paying attention to the score and maybe being like, well, maybe I don't guard here and then I get the choice of a secret mission because I'll be equal or behind on primary, and then that could win you the game. it's definitely something to be considering. So you really need to be paying attention to the score and trying to predict, are you going to be hitting that 40? As I said, obviously in some games you will lock down the side, maybe lock down both flanks, I don't know, and then you'll just annihilate your opponent. But in my experience, both armies spend the whole time knocking each other off objectives, guarding their home field, and it's all a pretty sad time, really. Um, Again, if you can lock down the side, that's going to be really important for your primary. As such, it's about picking the place to go. Um, I think the bottom right is the natural expansion objective. As I've discussed in previous videos, you can hide there. You can't get much OC there, but you can at least hide there. The potential for the top left is there, especially if you can kind of go up against that wall and be hidden and be on that objective. So there is possibilities. It depends again on the matchup you're playing, but the fact that you can load a lot of your army behind that big middle L and strike out to the right hand side quite quickly for turn 2 and 3 is obviously very useful, whilst using the middle L to kind of block off line of sight. It's just really important you don't let your opponent lock down an objective. If they lock one down, you have to have locked one down too. If you can lock one down and they haven't, you probably win the game unless they get a secret mission off. So be constantly making sure at the start of your turn, right, how do I deny their primary? As I said, going second's a big advantage. So be prepared for that. And just be like, right, if this game's close, I need to keep units in the bank so I can spring out and score an 8 or a 12 or whatever it is, even more than that, at the end of the game to really turn that mission really. In terms of your secondaries, as you said before, there's 2 safe spaces for sabotage on the left-hand side on that L where the 5 is, and then on the big L in the middle, just where that 18 is, in that terrain piece there, you can do that. Containment's very easy, very just the similar things. You can just contain, and quite often you will be hidden as well. And again, establish area denial by being up against that middle L. In my opinion, secondaries, because this mission is low scoring, secondaries therefore have more importance. I would highly recommend trying to aggressively redraw on this mission. As we can see on this one, sabotaging and containment's actually reasonably okay to do, and they're 2 of the action ones. And I just think you want to be trying to redraw as much as you can. Obviously, know how much CP you need to be spending, but I think active redrawing in this game could be the kind of the reason why you win or lose this game. So potentially try and aggressively redraw on this particular mission would be my advice. So there you are, Burden of Trust. Thank you, Zach, for having this lovely mission here. Hey, it's nice, right? It's nice to have a mission that is low scoring, puts you on edge a bit. It presents a new problem to try and solve. But yeah, it's brutal, and it can really ruin scores at tournaments, I would say. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed. Please do consider giving us a a comment, and a subscribe if you have not. And there's only one more mission to go, guys. See you there.